Hello guys, welcome back to ThriveBros. My name is Timek, I'm your host, and joining me today is Bartek. Hello Bartek.
Hello, Tomek.
Okay, so today's topic will be a gym anxiety, so a topic that many people have issues with. And first of all, I would like to ask you, Bartek, what was your reason for being anxious in the gym, about the gym, when you were first starting? Like, what was the reason for that?
The reason for that is that I was very skinny and I was kind of very self-conscious about it. I was pretty ashamed of my previous physique. So that was the main reason I had gym anxiety.
Okay, but my question is, w- were you more anxious about going to the gym, like before you even went there? You were like, yeah, I'm too skinny, maybe I shouldn't go, maybe people will judge me, or you had this anxiousness while you were already there. So whether you were anxious while being at the gym or even before going even there, like which one?
Yeah, before. Sorry, I didn't understand you well then. So both, but mostly before I even went. And it was a weird thing because I wanted to go to the gym to kind of improve my physique, improve my appearance, but I was ashamed and it was this broken circle. Yeah.
Yeah, so you didn't like your appearance, so you wanted to go to the gym, but you didn't want to go to the gym because you didn't like your appearance. So it was kind of a loophole. Yeah, okay. And at the end, what kind of made you break from this loophole? What actually made you not so anxious enough to finally go to the gym?
You mean loop? Just loop. Loophole is a.
Yeah, okay, loophole is the yeah, yeah.
Okay, so actually going to the gym helped me break through because so I started going with my father and he kind of helped me in a way because whenever I wanted to go to the gym but didn't really want to, he would just say, "Okay, we're going to the gym at 5," and he would just take me, And I would be, I don't really want to go. I feel a little bit tired, I just came back from school, and he would be, it's like, cut the bullshit, we're going, basically. So he really helped me in that way overcome my anxiety, and then it stopped being such an issue after a few months. Yeah, after the newbie gains kicked in.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I feel like just having this personal personal figure, a person who can like really get you into the gym really helps a lot. In your situation, it was your father, but it can even be a more experienced friend or just even not even more experienced friend, but just anybody to go there with you. Although if you have someone with experience, it will also help you improve faster and actually know what is happening. And I'd say that not knowing what's happening is probably one of the things you get really anxious at the beginning. At least did. So because I wasn't really familiar with the equipment, I didn't even know anything prior to being to the gym. If you had some type of equipment and it didn't have any descriptions, any pictures of what I should do, I wouldn't really even use it at the beginning because I was stressed out that I would do it wrong or somebody would look at me, see that I'm doing it wrong, and maybe laugh at me, maybe judge me. But as you've had, so having this person who can help you, it's best if it's like you've like a person you know, so either someone from your family or your friend, so that someone can explain everything to you day by day, just walk you through this process of having a plan of going to the gym on specific days. If you don't have anybody like that, you could probably start with a personal trainer, I'd say, because just getting familiar with the equipment is a big thing at the beginning. So just knowing what you should do, how you should do it, how to not break anything while you do it is probably the point you should start with. And I mean, not every personal trainer is, of course, the best. Like, I had my situation, so when I was starting, I don't know if you remember, I had a personal trainer. Kind of like my gym would set up a free meeting so that PT could explain everything to you. And I met him, he was like really cool, he was well built. So I was like, yeah, this guy can like really get me through this gym, really get me going. And he was like, if I have, he asked me if I had any questions. So I asked him more on the side of like dieting and stuff like that because I got to know these things beforehand. I was really interested in them. And I thought that, yeah, he'll just show me the rest. And after we stopped talking, he was like, yeah, if you don't have any other questions, then yeah, you can just go with your training. And I was really confused back then because I thought that he's supposed to show me everything. And since he didn't, at at like at that moment I thought, yeah, maybe he isn't supposed. Maybe if I just have any problems, I'll just go and ask him. But now that I'm looking, like everybody who is with a personal trainer on those days actually is doing something, actually gets to know the equipment, and I just got on a worse day. However, still having this talk with him, still having the opportunity to ask him on any exercise really helped me a bit. I think like if he showed me it would be better, but just having this person like set up that I have to go to the gym on the set day to start to talk to him just started everything, like actually started going to the gym. Okay, coming back kind of. I I've mentioned it before, but yeah, what? Okay, I've mentioned it before, but the feeling of being judged at the gym is probably one of the biggest reasons people are anxious. I didn't really notice it that much at the beginning, but I wasn't really looking that unathletic. I'd say, I mean, I was on the more fat side, so but I wasn't that anxious of it, I think. But how did it look for you, Bartek? Like, since you've said you were really uh, not liking your appearance, did you really feel it more that people are like looking at you, judging you, or you didn't find this problem?
You know, it kind of was a problem, but I think it was more because of my previous history, because I kind of was judged on, more like bullied on my appearance, not like nothing physically, more like verbally. So this added to that, I think, but it wasn't like a general. Okay, so man, I find it hard to collect my thoughts. Okay, so it happened to me because I was judged before, but I don't think necessarily all people feels that way. But if you do, it really helps to identify the source of your problem. So you know that, okay, this happened because that guy judged me on that. This happened because, I don't know, I didn't go to the sports team because of something. So you identify the source and it helps you with coming up with a solution.
Yeah, okay, so in your situation, it was more that you were judged before and you felt that you might be judged now because of what happened earlier.
Yeah, and even by the same people, because as you know, I live in a pretty small town, so I think that was the big thing, that I was kind of afraid of meeting those people from my elementary school that I didn't really get along with, and meeting them at the gym. Yeah, that was a big thing.
Okay, kind of a funny thing for me is that when I was starting to go to the gym, I expected that every one of my friends would go there, like because it's the only gym like nearby, and I was expecting that yeah maybe they will help me, yeah we'll keep the contact since I started like at the beginning of high school, and nobody from like my friend group or even people I knew went there. And the funny thing is that you said you were afraid to meet people who were like judging you, you were not on a good side with. And these were the only people, like the ones that I wasn't really that much familiar with, but we kind of were at odds with each other. And those were like the only people I've met at the gym. And the funny thing is that I had no interactions with them for the like since I started, and it's been over a year and a half. It's just that yeah, I was at odds with them like many years ago. We didn't really like each other. However, at the end, everybody comes to the gym to train, and I didn't really even get opportunity to talk with them. They didn't try talking with me. It's just that yeah, we remember each other. We remember that we didn't really like each other, but nowadays it just passed by. Like everybody on the gym is focused on training, not like really doing stuff with people even they know that much. So I'm not sure if it looked similarly to you. If you like if you met the people at the gym, if you they really went to the same gym, did you have anything like happen with them? Any interactions at least?
It depends on the person,
Okay.
certainly. So in the worst case, we would just awkwardly make eye contact and just go on with our workouts. And best case scenario, we would, I don't know, fist bump each other, say hi, hi, how you doing, stuff like that. Depends, really depends on how things were left
Yeah,
off.
but as you said, at the worst case scenario, it's just an awkward look at each other. It's like, yeah, we know each other, but we just don't really want to talk. And
Yeah,
yeah, many people think, like I would think that, yeah, maybe they will go up to me and talk shit to me like they used to, or maybe talk behind my back about me, or laugh at how I'm doing because I think they were a year before me. They started like a year earlier. Maybe some, maybe less, maybe more. I'm not really sure. But they were already doing something at the gym, and I was just beginning. I was afraid of being judged by them, and nothing actually happened. Like they didn't go to the gym to look for people and laugh that they are doing worse than they are doing. They just went to train, as I said. And yeah, in your situation, you would even like fist bump them or actually like get to keep this contact. Maybe not really keep the relationship going, but not be uh,
Socially awkward about it.
yeah. So just keeping it at the moment that yeah we know each other, so just saying hi and going on with your workout.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the time that has passed, a lot has a lot to do with it because I see on myself how I changed through this. I don't know, it was like 5 years, 5 or 6 years. I changed a lot, so they probably did as well. They're probably different people now. They may regret how they behaved in the past, they may not, who knows. But it's just people change approximately how's that, every 5 or 7 years, right? So,
Yeah, and I'd say that even if they didn't change that much, even if it was like a year or two back, it's more likely that they aren't as childish as they may used to be and are just, more reserved because of the years that have passed. And even if they still have some ill will towards you, like if that even was to happen, they just won't do anything about it.
yeah, and like, who cares, really? Who cares?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm aware of the fact that a lot of people are afraid of these big guys at the gym, right? They think that every big guy is gonna judge them because they're so, I don't know, so big, so intimidating, so strong. And that's not the case. That's the other way around. The biggest guys at the gym usually are the nicest guys, the coolest guys. They're gonna, if they look at you, they just wanna make sure you have great form. You're not hurting yourself, and if you are, they're just gonna come up to you and say hi. Don't wanna interrupt you, but you could, but try doing this exercise a little bit different, right? Try doing this movement a little bit this way, not that way. So it's, I don't know, it it doesn't produce that much force on your lower back, for example, something like that.
Yeah, it targets some muscles better. And second of all, I would add also to that, because if you're thinking of the big guy at the gym, you're thinking of the guy that is so jacked that he's walking with his lats spread, so like literally walking like that. And there are guys like that at the gym, at least in my gym there are some. And the thing is that, like, at the beginning, I would do an exercise opposite this guy. So he was like literally looking at me, and I would be scared because he's doing, I don't know, 50 kg on a row. I would start with like 10, and he's like doing 20 reps, 1 rep, 1 second, and he would just like grunt, moan, look at me. And at this point in time, I'm not even sure if he sees me, like he's so into this exercise, so into this workout, like he will finish the 50 kg row, like 20 reps, as I said, like literally 1, 2, 3, 4, like do them really fast and go to another machine like instantly, don't even have a break. And I feel like he may not even see me because he isn't like even looking around. He's just looking straight ahead, thinking of his workout. He's just, I would say he's probably exhausted because, as I said, he doesn't do any breaks. And he isn't even concentrated on what he's looking at. He's just thinking of getting the work done. I mean, the issue with his workout is that, as I said, he doesn't do any breaks and he's doing everything for the stretch, I would say, for the pump. So he's not really doing the full range of motions and stops like halfway through. But that's the other thing. And yeah, many people feel that those intimidating guys are like really scary, like they just are like the gurus of the gym, that they judge everyone. And it's as Bartek has said, so either they are doing the other way around, they are trying to help everyone, or they aren't like even looking at things. They are just concentrated on actually getting workout done. Okay. And I'd say that one last fear, like the gym anxiety factor, is feeling out of place. So when you go to the gym, it's kind of similar to the previous ones of feeling of being judged, that if you go to the gym and you start going to the gym, there are probably more fit guys, more shredded guys than there are beginners. And I'm not sure if that's how it looked for you, but I was like one of three beginners that were like working out at that time period. So most of the people that were going to the gym were already shredded, kind of. I don't know if you had like similar thoughts, that if you looked around, you were just like the only one beginner. The second was my friend. So yeah, it just feels awkward, kind of. But I don't know. I don't know if it is how it looked for you because you were going with your dad. So and you may have not thought of such things even.
Yeah, I haven't thought of that, but I think the feeling out of place is because you didn't know what you're doing, right? You didn't know what routine should you follow, what exercise in what order should you do. Yeah, so I think the lack of knowledge about the weightlifting, about the gym, was the issue here. That you just didn't know what to do, and that's why you focused on all the other stuff. Because when I was going, my dad had a when I was going with my dad, he had a specific routine, a full body workout 3 times a week. So we always knew what to do. We would just go here, okay, 3 sets of lat pull down, okay, then let's go to 3 sets of incline bench. And we would just focus on the other set, the next exercise. So I just didn't focus on the other things once I was already there.
Okay, I kind of have a situation. So we were talking about like right now we are talking about knowledge of the equipment. And
I, in general,
yeah, yeah,
knowledge about the gym and
yeah.
fitness and weightlifting. Yeah,
So as you remember, like the viewers probably don't know this, but I just came back from Malta. And while I was there, like at the place I was staying in, it had a gym. And I was like, yeah, I can go there like once or twice to just do something in between, like because a week of not going at all is kind of not really pleasant for you. Like you kind of feel that you're losing gains, although it's just a feeling. And it had the most weird equipment I've ever seen. Like I've never ever seen this equipment at all. Like even though my gym isn't like the best, doesn't have the best equipment, like doesn't have the best machines, I know a lot of different ones that just aren't present. Those ones I've seen for the first time in my life. There was an exercise looking like a leg press made specifically for doing squats and jumping. Exactly.
wait, what do you mean?
You had
How? How?
I mean I didn't really use it, but you had this like exercise descriptions on the side of it. And it was called like
Okay, so you have laying legs or leg press or what?
yeah, it wasn't like you were. I find it hard to describe because in a normal leg press you have like this wall you like do exercise from, you know. In this one it was kind of like curved, and it just it was kind of looking like a leg press, but as I've said on the side, it was called like a jump squat or something like that. It even remotely described that you should jump on it, and that's the one I found interesting. But you had also a shoulder press. A shoulder press is just a simple exercise for shoulders, but this one you were facing your head to the ground while laying on like a plank. So you would have your like head here and legs here, like looking downwards.
Yeah,
Your like stomach on the plank.
bench.
Yeah, it was like moving. You would grab on the bottom and you would like push up, not upwards, like downwards in that situation. But so it was kind of like doing uh
Handstand push up.
yes, exactly. But I would never like figure out that there would be a machine for that, you know? It feels kind of weird because you aren't increasing the weight because you're always doing it with your body weight. You're like increasing the angle to do more weight, kind of. And there are like a few of those machines. I mean, the only one I also remember is a hack squat, but that's a normal thing. Like, and the rest of them were either so weird looking that I didn't even bother to check because there were just so many things on it, or they were like a normal leg exercises, so like leg extension or just a normal I forgot, leg press. Yeah. So when I was at the gym, like I felt this anxiety about the equipment like for the first time in a year probably. So you have this like 7 machines, 4 of them are for doing legs, all of them are weird looking, none of them have like place to put on weight. You don't have anything to change the weight, it's mostly just changing the angle. It was really off-putting after you go to the gym for over a year and a half to experience not knowing something. It is a weird feeling, I'd say. Yeah, and apart from that, there was like a bench and just some barbells and dumbbells. So a pretty simple gym, but yeah, it was really off-putting for me. And I'd say that since I've experienced this not too long ago, the real problem was that I was anxious of not knowing what exactly those machines do, if I'm not going to injure myself over them, like how to even do hand placements, stuff like that. But after just doing them for a while, it felt weird, but it wasn't that bad. You could get used to it, although I'd rather keep on doing things like I did before. And I'd say the worst thing probably is that there was a guy at the gym, like the guy who just took care of the gym. And even though he was looking at his phone 90% of the time, I still felt this fear of judgment, even though I knew that I'm probably doing everything all right. There was also a row machine. I knew exactly how to do it. Like even though I knew that I wasn't really doing anything wrong, just having this one guy in an empty gym not even looking at me, still gave me some anxiety. But I'd say that at the end, if you think of it, he wasn't looking at me, he wasn't judging me. Like the machines were super weird, so I doubt that anybody that came there really knew what they were for. And yeah, it's a funny experience once you have been in the gym for a while.
Okay, so moving on from the Malta story, do you have any more tips to give to overcome or deal with gym anxiety? Because I can think of at least three at the top of my head. So
Okay, I have like last big one that like helped me at least, and I remember that doing it was a big factor till now. So since all of the machines, all of the exercises, like not all of them, like 90% of them are focused on doing something with a set weight, set rep range, set sets. The thing I did when I first started was that I would note everything. Like I would open my notes app. I would go up to the closest machine. I think it was like a lat pull down. I would do 10 kg. If it was too light, I would do 15. Check how many sets and how many reps I could do on that, and just note it. At the beginning, you don't feel that it's helping you that much. Like at the first day when you check everything and it comes up to be like 15 kg, 10 kg, 5 kg on a few things. There was like one exercise I couldn't even do the 5 kg like properly. It was like I think it was bicep curl, like uh, on a machine. I couldn't even do like
so pre-circuit.
yeah, exactly. I couldn't even do 5 kg on that. Like I think I did, but like 5 reps or something. And I would just track those things. After the first month or so, if you check back on the weight you would do, on the reps you would do, you would find that you're doing more. Like maybe you're doing more reps, maybe you're doing 5 kg more, 10 kg more. And every time you check those things, like during the first half a year, maybe a year, you will find that those weights are increasing. They are increasing maybe fast, maybe slow. Depending on the exercise, maybe you're just increasing the rep range. However, just having this feeling of doing progress, the feeling of seeing that you're doing better, that you get adjusted to the gym, feels good. And right now, I still have this notes up and I still have saved up two types of uh, my weights. So I have saved, I've, I have the notes from the first time I would track them. So for the first time I would check them. And then I have the ones that I'm doing like right now. And like at the moment it feels really good to just open up this notes app, see that maybe look like on a leg press or something, and see that at the beginning I would do maybe 50 kg, maybe 60. And right now I'm doing like 200 on a leg press, maybe more since I didn't do it in a while. But just seeing your progress, just getting to know that you're changing, you're getting stronger and better at things, really gets you this thoughts of to keep going, like to really see how much further you can go.
Yeah, that's how males operate. We strive for achievements, for completing our goals. That's why goal setting is so important.
Yeah, and apart from tracking your progress on a notes app, I would also take like pictures, like progress pictures. So day 1, day 7, then day 14. So like I think I did them like once a week. And although it was kind of harder for me to do them for long because I would then forget to do them, maybe don't keep up with them for as long. I still have the pictures for like day 1, day 10, day 100, and still looking back at myself, I've changed, I've developed, and it feels great to see those things, to see how, in what place you've been and where you are now. So even though it isn't the best thing at the beginning, it won't give you as much like during the first week. If you stick for the next month, you will see the developments easily, and it helps you keep up for the rest of how much you will be going. Okay, you've mentioned that you have a few more things, so
Yeah. So first of all, go to the gym when it's emptier.
oh yeah,
Start going to the gym either in the morning or late evening. If you're starting, try avoiding between 5 and 7 p.m. It's the worst hours that you could go. The most people are there because they're finishing their work, they're finishing their studies, their school, and they're going to the gym. So usually the most people are within these hours. So for me, it was actually I tried both. I prefer going in the morning. Just I don't know. It's personal, but I also did a lot of late night sessions. So yeah, it really helps to go to the gym when it's emptier. You feel more overwhelmed with that.
yeah. I think what you're trying to say is that you feel more overwhelmed where there are more people. So if there are like
Yeah, you feel less overwhelmed where when it's emptier. Yeah. Sorry, I
also, I would yeah, I kind of forgot about that, and I
yeah.
would also add that you have, like you said, that the 5 to 7 p.m. is the worst. However, the most empty, apart from the morning and the like late evening, you have this time during, I think it's like 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., like to 3 p.m. even, because at that point of time, most people are coming back to house, to their home, to eat their dinner, maybe to do something in their house. So you still have this some time to actually go there. Like it won't be as empty as like at 9 o'clock, but it's still better than going during the 5 p.m., 7 p.m.
Yeah, exactly. It's my father does exactly what you just said. He works from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. He comes back and he doesn't go to the gym. He eats dinner and then he goes at 5 or 6 p.m.
Yeah.
And he, because I try to go in the morning because I don't like, yeah, my gym is pretty small and it gets really crowded and I don't like waiting for equipment and all this type of stuff. So I try to go in the morning and he always says, "Oh, why don't you go with me? It's less crowded." And he always says that, and I go with him, and it's always crowded. And after the workout, we sit in the car, we're going back home, and he says, "Oh, it was more crowded today. Oh, what happened?" And I feel like it always happens when I'm here when I'm there with him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, also that kind of reminded me that if you have the choice between like a commercial gym and so like a really popular one, a really big one, and maybe one that it just is nearby in your neighborhood. It's pretty small, not many people are going. Going to the smaller one is kind of a lifesaver, I'd say, because on the bigger ones, there are many people recording. There are many people like uh, just taking uh, place. I would say I don't know how to say it. So if you have a bench press on like a smaller gym, you may have like 2 or 3 benches, especially for the like barbell bench press. On the bigger ones, you will have like 3 times as much, but you will have 10 times as many people. So it may be more difficult to actually get to your equipment on the bigger gym. There are, yeah, it's as you said, it's many more people. So in the peak hours on the bigger gym, it is just awful to go there. I think like there are just so many people, and yeah, on the smaller ones, you may miss like 2 sets of equipment, like some machines or stuff. But just not having so many people around, just actually getting this equipment, like not having to wait for everybody to finish, it's just easier. And yeah, if you have a gym nearby, like the smaller one nearby, it's just easier not to waste time going to the one further down.
Okay, so don't get me wrong, the gym that I go to is a commercial gym, but it's physically small.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's what I meant because it wasn't that obvious. Okay, so moving on, another thing that helped me was wearing comfortable clothes. And by comfortable, I mean physically comfortable and mentally comfortable as well. So, what I mean by that is when you start going to the gym, you see a lot of people in tank tops, very revealing clothes. And when you're starting, you're either skinny or fat, probably. And you don't really want to show your body, right? You don't really want to reveal your body that much because you may not be proud of it. So wearing more oversized, more baggy t-shirts really helped me. Maybe not baggy, just regular for me. Since I was skinny, didn't feel them. So yeah.
Yeah, I would kind of say that I didn't experience any problems with that, like thinking of the outfits. And I'd say that gym is really easy on the outfit part, I'd say, because many people, probably older people, when they start going to the gym, the first thing they do is, oh, I gotta buy myself this set of clothes, maybe this set of equipment, maybe like a watch to track my heart rate. So they buy a lot of these unnecessary things because they will go to the gym that much, and at the end of the day, they maybe not stick to the gym. And what I would do when I started going is just I would go in the clothes I already have. I wouldn't buy myself anything. Like now I got a few things, but at the beginning I just had a few sets of clothes I would go to PE lessons in. Maybe once I would have back from when I was training football, and I would just use them, not really care about it that much. And I think that's it's a great boon for the gym to just you can go mostly in anything. Like if you don't have any training shoes, you can even probably go in flip flops if you aren't doing legs that day. And if you don't have any sport t-shirts, you can just wear just a normal one, and it won't feel out of place.
Yeah, so my point was you don't have to wear revealing clothes and you might even feel more comfortable with showing less body. Okay, and the last point that I have is listen to music you like.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the big one. Yeah.
Because, yeah, listen to music you like, listen to podcasts you like, just something that makes you feel comfortable at the gym, that makes you focus on something else than people who may be judging you or may not. Yeah, that's another point. Yeah, just listen to music you like because it helps you zone out kind of from the whole gym experience and focus on yourself, focus on your workout, on what you're doing.
Yeah, and I'd say that there are two things that the music helps with. Is that first of all, if there are not many, but if there are a few people in the gym, you will probably hear a lot of grunts, moans, stuff like that, and just having those headphones really lets you not hear those things and focus on yourself instead of listening to how a guy like on the next exercise is just grunting and stuff. Because at the beginning it might be kind of awkward for you. And second thing, yeah, music at the gym sucks. At least at mine, it sucks so much that if you don't take your headphones, it's just awful. Ugh. Yeah, it may not be a point for everyone because you may have some gyms with normal music, but yeah, sometimes it sucks so much that just take your headphones, man.
Okay, another point. I know I said the last one was the last, but I remembered another one is that a lot of people, a lot of times you think that a guy is looking at you, is judging you. First of all, he's probably not. Yeah, he may just finished a heavy set of deadlifts, a heavy set of squats, and he doesn't really see that well. So he's just looking forward, and you may be standing in the way. So he's not looking at you, he's just looking forward. And the other thing is that let's assume he's judging you. Let's assume the guy is just a dickhead, he's a bully, he's judging you. Who cares? When you leave the gym, when he leaves the gym, he's not gonna spend the whole day thinking, oh man, that guy was so skinny, that guy is such a bitch, I could totally take him. I could totally, I don't know, he's a one punch guy. Whatever, bro, he's not gonna think about you. He's gonna forget about you after 5 minutes max. People are just too selfish of creatures to think about others for so long, especially if they don't even know you. If they just looked at you at the gym and assuming they judged you, which they probably didn't, but assuming they did, he's not gonna spend the whole day thinking about you. And even if they did, he's not gonna, but even if they did, who cares, bruh? Just focus on yourself. Who cares?
Yeah, it's like you said. So the funny thing is that many people think that if somebody look at them, they are going to think of them throughout the whole workout, and they'll have hard time working out because everybody's thinking of them. But in reality, people you meet out there that you don't even know, if they think of you, they do it for 15 to 30 seconds max. Like after this time, like they're not going to have any thoughts on you. Like the most they can think of you is that, yeah, maybe this guy is wearing some shorts and a sleeved t-shirt. Yeah, he's doing this exercise. And after those thoughts, they just don't know you that much. Like they have nothing more to think of you. If you're doing something wrong, if they notice something, then yeah, maybe that. But after those 30 seconds, like their brain isn't even able to come up with new thoughts for you. Like there just isn't. They don't know anything of you, and they'll just stop. Like that's how brain works. Like
Yeah, so let's imagine this ridiculous scenario. You're at the gym first time. You see a guy, he's judging you. He's gonna go home. I know, go to a party and talk to his friends that you are such a skinny guy. Listen how ridiculous it sounds. Like it's not gonna happen.
And as I've said, like the time he walks out of the gym, if if he's seen you like a few minutes before, that by the time he walks out of the gym, he probably doesn't even remember you. Like unless he sees you right before that, because people like our brains come up with 10,000 thoughts per day or even more. I'm not sure how much it is exactly, but the brain thinks of so many things throughout the day that it doesn't think on anything for more than a minute or two. So why bother?
Yeah, and as I said, people are just too self-conscious about what they're doing, and they're not gonna. That that's another loop. Like people are self-conscious, think about them that other people think about them, and the other person is either thinking the same thing or is just not socially awkward and it's just, oh man, I love this song that just started so much, and he's just having his best day. I don't know.
Exactly. Okay, so
I believe that's all.
yeah,
Hope we helped you with your gym anxiety if you have one, and see you next week.
see ya.